Welcome back. Well, we have a couple returning guests on today from Lifeline Emergency Response System. And I'd like to welcome back Heidi Maddox. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
And also Ferdy Villegas. Nice to have you back again.
Thank you.
And you promised you would bring the devices. You have. And this is, you have all the different ones here. We're going to get into those in just a moment. But first of all, basically, tell me about the system, Heidi.
Well, it's designed through Philips Lifeline, and it's a medical alert device. All our products it's all 100% waterproof.
Oh, that's good to know.
Everything that you decided, they're all waterproof, and some of them have fall detection, which we'll go over today on that. And you wear it as either a necklace or a wristwatch. And when an individual needs help, whether that be because they fell or they're not feeling well, or even if they feel like there's an intruder outside. I mean, there's many different reasons why somebody can use a lifeline. All they need to do is press their pendant, and our Lifeline medical operators will come over, and all their data appears on their screen, so they already know everything about the person, their drug allergies, medical data. And then they have the option of listing responders. So they don't need a paramedic, but they do need some type of help. They can have up to 3 responders, family, friends, or neighbors that can come over and assist them.
Okay.
So they just press it, we'll say, Heidi, this is Lifeline, do you need help? And the Lifeline operator will assess what their needs are and then get the proper help for them.
All right. And as far as for these systems here, the fall detection, how does it know that people should be wearing these? That's the key, right? They got to put them on.
Right, absolutely.
That they're not taking a nap. They're not, something of that sort. Because if somebody takes these off during the day just to sit down and relax, or maybe they want to lay down on the couch to watch TV, does it detect that? Is that going to send a response?
Yeah, so it's actually a very intuitive button. It's a smart button. It can actually tell while you're wearing it if you're sitting down, you're lying down, or you're maybe just bending over.
Okay.
But what it does is that it calculates the different vibrations in your movement. And internally, there's a little microprocessor built inside this little button that actually calculates all the different algorithms. And so it can actually make a distinction between you lying in bed versus you actually falling down. Or so once you become horizontal, for example, it knows that there's a different variation between the height relative to the ground.
Okay.
And so as you stoop over, the tilting mechanism will actually realize that, okay, you're not going down as fast, right? As opposed to if you were falling down, it really generates the amount of speed, and as you're falling down with the button, it actually recognizes that fall.
Okay, and Heidi, we've seen these kind of devices around for different companies, things. How does this differ as far as that? Is it just more sensitive that it detects the falls? And also, we're going to get into the fact that there's a GPS component to this as well.
Right. Well, we differ. There's so many different levels of the Philips Lifeline that's available. But we are known as the most common and popular one now is our Auto Alert Fall Detector pendant, because it is 100% waterproof, and we have perfected it pretty much. We've been out about 6 years now.
Okay.
So back in the day, there are a lot of people that try to do this, other companies, there's a lot of false positives going on. So
right, which is not good.
No, it's not good. I mean, you don't want it to be too sensitive, but you don't want it to be, not sensitive at all.
Right,
so,
exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like get that. So this is an example of our Auto Alert Fall Detector. Then we also have our basic pendants. I call this my Santa Fe necklace because it looks like
That's
from
interesting,
Santa
because
Fe.
my dad lives in Santa Fe and could use one of these.
Okay,
So
there you
go.
And then this one is another style of the pendant that we have available.
Okay.
This is just something. Usually, when we give somebody a wristwatch, it's through a wrist like a band.
Okay.
But this is just showing that we can't alter the product when we give it to the consumer. However, they can. So this is one.
They can put on a different band or
example
something.
of what an individual did for their wall. Okay. And
so,
then,
and this is the base unit over here?
The base unit, and this is our GPS Auto Alert Fall Detector. Now, it's a little bit larger than this, but it does so many things it's the one that goes all over the United States.
Okay, and my question is this a charger or something that's in?
So
Okay.
It's a charging bay. It's a magnetic base.
Oh, great, okay.
That really charges the system through what we call inductive charging. So basically just kind of like the Sonicare toothbrush, you put it on a docking base.
Which happens to be a Philips.
Yes, it
exactly.
does.
So,
We have one of those.
so it magnetizes, and then it really just goes through you without not having to plug it in. So there's just little contact points, and then you put it right there and it charges, and it's a fast charger. Within about an hour, it's automatically done.
Who would need this versus somebody who would need this?
Well,
If-
everyone has different needs. I mean,
Okay.
it just really depends. That's why I love to show everybody the different options, and they can decide what's best for them.
Okay.
What's nice, what I love about Philips Lifeline is that for many different reasons. One of them is all of the units that we use, we have what's called auto testing. So every single week we're testing the units for our subscribers. Back in the day,
great.
they made the subscriber always test to make sure it was
Right,
working properly. But all the units that I use, because I rent my equipment, is that I use it's the auto test. So every week we're testing, so we can see if there is going to be a low battery in something, or we can see if someone's phone line's disconnected.
So you basically ping the device, and
We
basically,
ping
so
the
the person
device.
doesn't know.
The person
that-
doesn't
okay.
know. It's all silent testing. And then if there is a need for something, we're locally right here. I have an office in Irvine and one in Riverside,
Okay.
and we're in Laguna Woods every single day.
Okay, now let's talk about how someone gets one of these and what are the fees involved. So are they subscription fees? Is there a one-time charge? How does that work?
Well, the local program here, Lifeline Emergency Response Systems, I'm the director, so I've set special VIP pricing for Laguna Woods residents. The basic service, there's absolutely, no matter what you choose, there is no activation fees and no installation fees. So
Okay.
you can call us up, make an appointment, we come over to your home, we sit down with you, we'll build your profile, then we're going to test it in and around your home, and then we'll have them activate it. The basic service starts at $29.95
Okay.
a month, and it can go all the way up to, if you don't need a landline in your home. So if you don't have a landline in your home and you want the GoSafe GPS, the special pricing for Laguna Woods residents is $51.95.
Okay.
So $29.95 to $51.95, month-to-month service, no contract.
Okay. Is there a difference between these two as far as the month-to-month? You have
Nope.
the waterproof one, or
Everything is waterproof.
Okay.
Everything is month-to-month.
Okay.
You don't have to buy anything except for the GoSafe GPS. There is a one-time charge of $149
Okay.
to purchase that, and then it's yours to
Okay.
keep. But anything else, everything else, you don't have to buy anything. It's just a rental month-to-month.
And the base unit, Ferdy, I see a help button on the top of that. If I could hold that, I'll hold that up, and I don't know if you can see that there. So I would think the best place to put this is on your nightstand, right, or somewhere very convenient.
Right. So
or-
what we typically
I guess you can put it anywhere.
Yeah.
But
What we typically like to do
See
upon
that there.
installation is we like to identify a location where it's centrally located within the home.
Okay. There
That
you
way
go.
you can have the range between the bedroom, the living room, kitchen areas, and what have you. And the help button here is similar to the same button that you would push in here. So if you happen to lose this and you're closer to the panel, you can push this and it does the same exact thing.
Okay, Heidi, for these systems here, the non-GPS systems, is this what you use as well?
You use.
Or do you use your landline? How does that work?
Yeah, we have another unit that you would use if you just have a basic landline. It looks similar to this. It's the same type of concept.
Okay, but it still has the help button on there?
It has everything has help, exactly. Now, when
Very
you get
good.
the GoSafe on the go, of course, we're speaking through the pendants,
Right.
everywhere. But we also give you one of these for the home, and the reason why is they designed it where it would have the battery last a lot longer. Because
Okay.
if you're using anything, it's like a cell phone. If you have a SIM card inside of it, you're going to have to charge it. These you don't have to charge. These have 5-year shelf life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this one, the auto alert fall detector, if the battery goes low, it's about 12 to 18 months, but we already know it, so you never have to worry
And
about
you
it.
can talk through this?
Not this one right here, the GoSafe
Oh, that one, okay. So how does somebody alert, if someone falls, does someone call in, you're not moving, And how do they hear their responses coming? By the central
By
unit?
the central unit box.
Okay, there's a speaker on that then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
extremely sensitive and extremely loud. You can
Okay.
even hear someone has a very faint voice.
So if they're across the room, that's why you said put it centrally
Right.
located.
So this
Okay.
little, and I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but there's a little tiny button right here.
I do.
That's actually the microphone.
Okay.
Super sensitive microphone that
Super
picks up the
sensitive.
signal.
So if you're on the other side of the house, or maybe that's in your living room and you're in your bedroom and you fall, that can pick that up then.
It can pick up to about 30 feet in a straight line.
Okay.
Obviously, different configurations of the home will vary
Okay.
in different ranges, but in most cases, it's sensitive enough that even the slightest faint sound can be
Okay.
detected.
And I always tell our subscribers, when we come and test it, we'll test it all over the house to make sure it works properly. That's all included in the service. But even if somebody is in the garage, outside the home, door closed, when they press it, even if we don't hear them, we have to make sure that they're okay. We have to send help.
Okay.
Even if we don't hear somebody.
And that's
so
the key.
reassuring, and that happens. I've seen incidents like that.
Okay. So if someone wants to get one of these, and or at least have you come out and talk to them about it, they can go to lifelinemetalert.com, and then the toll-free number I have is 800-818-6150.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they can even call me with any questions. If they want a demonstration of the Go Safe, then we come out, we'll press it, and we'll show you how it works. Absolutely no cost to do a demonstration. And if anyone would like to, if they sign up for services starting sometime in the month of February, if
Okay.
they sign up by January 31st, we will give them a first month free of service.
Great.
And again, it's a month-to-month service. There's no contract. So
That's
they can
nice, no
cancel at any
contract.
time.
Very good. All right. Great to see you folks
Oh,
again.
yeah, you too.
And again, the website is lifelinemetalert.com, 800-818-6150. Check this out. I think they're a great system. Philips, of course, is a great brand, so you probably know it very well. All right. We'll be
Okay.
right back. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Nice plug for the